The Rangers are picking up serious momentum this summer, and if the latest whispers are anything to go by, they might just be on the verge of landing a real statement signing. Talks are well advanced with a highly rated midfield talent, someone who's not only been turning heads across Europe, but who fits right into what Russell Martin is trying to build at Ibrox. It's not just about plugging a gap in the squad. It's about elevating the level, shifting the dynamics, and putting together a team that can genuinely go toe-to-toe with anyone in the league and beyond. Now let's be clear, this player isn't short of options. There's been interest from clubs in Germany, France, and even from other British sides. But Rangers have moved quickly and decisively. They've put the groundwork in their selling the project, and from what's being reported, the talks have progressed to a point where it's less about if and more about when. That kind of confidence doesn't come out of nowhere. It suggests the Ibrox hierarchy believe they're in pole position to seal the deal. And if that's the case, it would be a major win in what's already shaping up to be a crucial window. This potential arrival would follow on the heels of the Emmanuel Fernandez signing, a young center back who's already speaking like someone ready to make the step up. He comes from Peterborough with solid experience, good physical presence, and the kind of raw attributes that Martin loves to work with. Standing 6'4" and known for his aerial dominance, Fernandez is exactly the kind of defender who can be molded into a key piece of the puzzle. His excitement about joining Rangers says a lot about how the club is being perceived at the moment, as a place where careers can take off, where young players are trusted and developed. Martin himself has spoken highly of Fernandez's potential, praising his attitude, physicality, and how he fits into the long-term vision, but he also made it clear Fernandez is just one piece of the puzzle. More reinforcements are expected in defense, and if the club can get the midfielder thereafter over the line, it'll mark a real shift in how Rangers are approaching this rebuild. It's not just quantity, it's quality with a clear plan behind each move. Back to the midfield situation, this target isn't just versatile, he's productive. Sources suggest he scored over a dozen goals last season, operates comfortably in multiple roles, and has already made his debut at international level. That kind of profile doesn't come cheap, nor does it go unnoticed. So for Rangers to be this deep into talks shows just how serious they are. It also hints at how compelling Martin's project is proving to be. This isn't just about money. It's about culture, opportunity, and playing in front of a fan base that lives and breathes every kick of the ball. All of this is unfolding as Rangers try to close the gap to Celtic and re-establish themselves as the dominant force in Scottish football. The pressure is always there, but this window feels different. It feels strategic, with Russell Martin at the helm, supported by a proactive board and a sporting director in Kevin Thelwell who's clearly backing the manager's vision. The Light Blues are not just preparing to compete, they're preparing to lead. There's a real sense that the pieces are coming together. Fernandez is through the door, to more center backs are being lined up, and now this midfielder could be next. If they get him, it'll be a proper signal of intent, a sign that Rangers aren't just talking about ambition, they're acting on it. And while the midfield situation builds into one of the most talked about stories of the summer for Rangers, there's plenty more happening behind the scenes. That shows just how active and ambitious this window is turning out to be. As it stands, Russell Martin and Kevin Thelwell are not simply targeting short-term fixes. They're looking at depth, they're looking at mentality, and most importantly, they're looking at players who can come in and immediately raise the standard both on the pitch and in the dressing room. Take the case of Joe Rothwell. The 30-year-old midfielder has officially made the switch to Ibrox after completing a permanent transfer from Bournemouth, where he still had a year left on his deal. It's not just another signing, it's a calculated move. Rothwell already knows what it's like to work under Martin, having played a crucial role in Southampton's promotion charge under his guidance. That familiarity between player and manager, that shared vision and trust, can be massive in shaping a cohesive squad. Rothwell's first words after joining made it clear. As soon as he heard Rangers were interested, the answer was an instant yes. He knows the size of the club, he's aware of the pressure, and maybe more importantly, he knows exactly what Martin demands. That combination of experience, trust, and ability is priceless in a team going through a bit of a rebuild. Rothwell didn't play in the Premier League under Martin last season, but his performances at Leeds on loan still turn heads. He played nearly 40 matches during their push to the championship title, showing consistency, durability, and a winning mentality that Martin now wants to bring into the Rangers squad. That's the promotions in 2 years, not a bad stat to have walking into your new club. Martin himself has said it. He believes Rothwell's leadership, professionalism, and quality will add a lot to this group. It's not just about what he brings on match days. It's about what he contributes every day at training around the squad and in those moments when things aren't going according to plan. That kind of presence can make all the difference in a title race, and it aligns perfectly with how Rangers seem to be shaping this squad. Players with character, players who've done it before, and players who want to be part of something special. And that brings us back to the defense. Rothwell and Fernandez might be signed, sealed, and delivered, but Rangers are far from done. The club is still expected to bring in at least 2 more center backs before the window closes. One name that's continuing to pop up is Cody. Currently under contract at Leicester City until 2026, Cody is a seasoned pro, a former England international, and the kind of nonsense defender who thrives under pressure. It won't be a simple deal. A transfer fee will need to be negotiated, but there's genuine belief at Ibrox that it's doable. Tony Pulis, the experienced former Premier League manager, weighed in on the Cody situation recently, saying that Rangers would be a brilliant fit. According to him, the Scottish top flight is getting stronger every year, with several teams closing the gap behind Rangers and Celtic. Bringing someone like Cody in, a player with Premier League and international pedigree, would be a massive step toward making that gap wider again. Pulis also mentioned how much competition there would be for a player like Cody. But if he were to land in Glasgow, it would only strengthen the fierce rivalry at the top and add another layer to the club's ongoing transformation. But that's not where the speculation stops. Another potential defensive addition is Wolves' young talent Nasser Jigga, a Burkinabe international, who joined the Midlands club for around £10 million back in January. He's a player with bags of potential. And while he's still not quite ready to step into a regular Premier League role for Wolves, a loan move to Rangers is being seriously considered. He'd get consistent minutes, valuable experience, and the chance to grow in a high-pressure environment. Rangers are keen, and while competition exists, they're optimistic about pulling off the deal. Jigga fits the same mold as Fernandez. Young, talented, and hungry. But unlike Fernandez, he's already had some exposure to top level football and international duty, which could help him settle quicker. A deal for Jigga would also continue to show that Martin and Rothwell are thinking not just about now, but also about what comes next. That's the kind of forward planning that fans have been desperate to see for years. And with the board showing a willingness to back the manager, it's creating an atmosphere of genuine optimism that hasn't always been there in recent seasons. All of this is happening against the backdrop of a Celtic side that continues to set the standard domestically. Brendan Rodgers has done an exceptional job keeping them at the top, and Rangers know full well that catching them is no small task, but that's exactly what makes these moves so important. Every signing, every negotiation, every bit of planning is being done with one goal in mind: to close that gap, to challenge for silverware, and to restore Rangers to the very top of Scottish football. And if the board can land this dynamic midfielder they've been working on, it could be the keystone to the entire rebuild. From everything we've gathered, this isn't just a talented footballer. He's got versatility and product and a track record of stepping up when it matters. He came through at Liverpool's academy, which says something about the level of training and discipline in his background. He's scored goals, he's earned a national team cap, and he's proven he can handle pressure. If Rangers manage to get him across the line, it'll be one of the standout moves of the summer. There's no denying it now. The plan is clear. The ambition is real, and the message being sent across the league is loud. Rangers are back in business, not just hoping for success, but actively building toward it. Every move made so far has purpose behind it. Martin has a vision. The board is backing it. And with every new name linked or confirmed, that vision becomes clearer. So as the summer unfolds and the pieces continue to fall into place, there's a genuine belief starting to build around Ibrox. It's not just about transfers. It's about building a team that plays with purpose, that understands what it means to wear the badge, and that's ready to fight for every inch on the pitch. That's what this window is about. And that's what makes it one of the most exciting periods Rangers fans have had in a long time. And while the headline transfers keep grabbing attention, it's the full picture that truly shows just how methodical Rangers have been in their approach this summer. Behind every signing is a long-term strategy, not just plugging holes or reacting to gaps, but planning 2 or 3 steps ahead. That's something fans have been calling out for in past windows, and now it's starting to feel like those calls are finally being answered. There's a structure to the recruitment, a balance between youth and experience, and a noticeable shift in the kind of personalities being brought into the squad. It's not just about talent anymore, it's about mentality, Look at the core group being assembled, players who've come from clubs where standards are high, who've dealt with pressure, competition, and expectations. That's not a coincidence, it's a deliberate choice by Russell Martin and his team. They want players who can come into the Rangers dressing room and elevate the tone. Whether it's pushing for a starting place or setting an example in training, there's a clear emphasis on raising standards across the board. Take Joe Rothwell, for instance. Here's a player who has been part of the successful promotion campaigns in the last 2 years. He's not just arriving at Ibrox with fitness and experience, he's arriving with a winning mindset. He knows what it takes to get across the line. He's played under pressure, dealt with tight races and massive games, and that kind of background is gold dust in a team that's looking to claw its way back to the top. And the fact that Rothwell chose to come to Rangers even with other options on the table speaks volumes about the direction the club is heading in under Martin. Now add to that someone like Emmanuel Fernandez, young, hungry, physical, and with a clear desire to develop. He comes in with raw potential, but also a track record of steady progress. Someone who's been trusted to hold down a place in a competitive side, and now wants to take that next big step. At 6'4", he's a commanding presence, and with proper coaching, he could be molded into one of the most reliable defenders in the league. Martin sees the project, and he sees players like Fernandez as cornerstones of that vision. But of course, the transfer window doesn't slow down, and neither do Rangers. The pursuit of Cody continues to dominate headlines, and rightly so. He's the kind of player who brings not only quality but leadership. If a deal can be agreed with Leicester, that would be a game-changing signing. Someone who can organize a backline, command respect in the dressing room, and handle the pressure that comes with wearing the blue shirt. That kind of character, combined with the talent already being added to the squad, could create a spine strong enough to challenge anyone in the division. Then there's the ongoing interest in Nasser Jigga, a player whose profile continues to impress. The idea of bringing in a young international defender on loan, someone who already has top-flight experience and room to grow, fits perfectly with Martin's philosophy. Jigga would arrive at Ibrox with something to prove, not just to Wolves but to himself. He'd want to show he can be a mainstay at a big club, thrive in high-pressure matches, and develop into the kind of player who can one day return to the Premier League and make an impact. And let's not forget, behind all this transfer buzz is the undeniable presence of the Ibrox faithful. The support in Glasgow is unlike anything else, and every player who walks through the doors this summer will know exactly what's expected of them. The fans demand more than just results. They demand passion, fight, and a deep understanding of what it means to play for Rangers. That pressure isn't for everyone, but the players being targeted this window all seem to have that extra layer of resilience. It's not just about skill, it's about character. And that shift in recruitment focus could be what sets this rebuild apart from those of the past. As the days pass and the squad begins to take shape, the vibe around the club is changing. There's a sense of momentum building, not just from the number of deals being made, but from the clarity of vision behind them. Martin's influence is being felt, players are responding, the board is backing the plan, and crucially, the supporters are starting to believe again. That's the kind of unity that can drive a team through tough fixtures, turn draws into wins, and keep a title charge alive when the margins get tight. The upcoming season won't be easy. Celtic remain the team to beat, and the gap at the top is real. But with every move being made, Rangers are positioning themselves not just to compete but to contend. To play football that excites, to defend with confidence, and to attack with purpose. This isn't just another rebuild, it's a new chapter, written with intent, ambition, and a hunger to reclaim the top spot. And the best part, this window is far from over. More signings are expected. More statements will be made. And if the club continues down this path, this could be the summer that's remembered not just for who came in, but for how it all started to change. The feeling in the air is different this time. Rangers aren't chasing shadows, they're building something real. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team, it's crucial for Rangers FC fans. There's a fresh murmur wafting through the wind in Govan, and it's no about a new signing from the continent nor a starlet from the youth ranks. It's a whisper about Arsenal's Aaron Ramsdale possibly donning the gloves at Ibrox. Aye, ye read that right? Word from behind the scenes suggests that the Rangers may be eyeing a loan move for the England international as his future in North London grows increasingly murky. Ramsdale, who once looked like the Gunners' long-term number one, has found himself benched for large spells since the arrival of David Raya. The Spaniards' emergence as Mikel Arteta's preferred choice has left Ramsdale frustrated and, by all accounts, open to a move that would offer regular game time. And that's where the Gers come in. Sources close to the matter hint that Rangers hierarchy have at least floated the idea of bringing Ramsdale in on a season-long loan, potentially bolstering their goalkeeping department ahead of a grueling campaign both domestically and in Europe. It's understood there's been no formal approach as of yet, but the buzz is growing louder inside Ibrox now. Whether Ramsdale himself would be keen on a move north of the border remains unclear. He's still in England's plans for now, but with the Euros behind us and a World Cup qualification cycle ahead, he'll be desperate for first-team minutes, something he's unlikely to get if he stays put at the Emirates. Rangers, on the other hand, could offer not only a starting berth but the chance to play on the European stage, albeit at a different tempo than the Premier League, of course. There are hurdles aplenty: wages, loan fees, and Arsenal's own plans for their squad depth will all factor in. And then there's the question of whether Michael Beale or whoever might lead the dugout come season start truly sees the Englishman as the missing piece between the sticks. Still, in a summer filled with bold moves and ambitious chatter, this is one rumor that's got the Ibrox faithful talking. Could Ramsdale swap the red of Arsenal for the royal blue of Rangers? Only time will tell, but didn't be surprised if this one gathers pace in the coming weeks. Greetings, fans! Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.